Here's one of the biggest disgraces about living in Ohio. The Guardian recently reported on something that has driven me insane since I was a small child with a mother on the school board in Marion, Ohio. Did you know that Ohio law requires public school districts to bus students to private and charter schools? Yes, it's true. And the argument goes, oh, these parents pay taxes to public schools. They should get the benefit of the transportation networks that the public schools have, which I don't agree with, but that's another theoretical point entirely. Because in reality, it is costing our school districts millions of dollars and coming at the expense of public school students who have to get their own ride to the schools that their parents also pay taxes to. And there's a reason our Republican overlords do this, starting with former Governor George Voinovich, who thankfully is in hell right now as a corrupt ghoul. It's because transportation is one of the most burdensome costs to public schools. And it's another way to hinder public education, robbing them of funds. And when the results don't stack up, they can point to and say, see, our public schools are broken and failing, and students should go to private and charter schools that oftentimes are taught by religious fanatics that can discriminate against their student body. And it's one of the things that infuriates me about Ohio. It's like, okay, you want to send your kid to a private school? That's fine. It doesn't matter that private schools primarily sprang up after board versus education as a way to maintain racial and economic segregation. That's fine. Send your kid there for a quote unquote elite education, even though the Dayton Daily News recently reported that a lot of times private schools don't even stack up to the public schools in Ohio either. But if you want to make that quote unquote personal decision because Columbus schools are bad or whatever, then go pay the full freight. Don't rob money through vouchers, through a free ride to some fly by night charter school that's going to further hinder the mission, the constitutionally mandated mission of public education in Ohio. I'm a defender of public education. I'm proud of the education that I received because it allows me to pass as a semi educated person in professional circles. But I went to school when Ohio was proud of its public education system. When we were fifth in the country, which on the Ohio curve means we were number one. And we've since slid to the mid 30s since Republicans have hooked their tenterhooks into the idea of quote unquote school choice. But don't worry, folks, help is on the way. Here in about 20 years, when I'm governor, this is going to be one of the first issues we tackle because this is nothing more than highway robbery and it's unfair to our beautiful public school system.